So All-Star Weekend is upon us this weekend, and while, let's be honest, it's been hella disappointing in recent years, aside from 2016. The fact that it's disappointing means that there was once upon a time a good time. The All-Star Weekend is all about the fans and entertainment, and the big game itself has had some of the most memorable moments in NBA history, and here are 5 of the best moments in All-Star Game history.
Please, Khaled, don't pair me or compare me. Unless the said party is a rare breed. The stories I hear, they tend to mirror me. At this point now, rap is only therapy.
Hey, real quick, before we continue on, just want to announce that I'll be doing a giveaway for a $50 NBA store gift card because I just want to show some love to everyone who watches my videos. Thank y'all. All you have to do is click the first link in the description and the instructions will be there after you click the link. And I know I did a giveaway a couple months ago, but I had some complications with the owners of the website I was working with, but I promise I'll fulfill this one for sure. But let's start off this video with arguably the most competitive All-Star game of all time, 2003. Jermaine O'Neal, the party pooper. The main headline was this being Michael Jordan's last All-Star game. But it turns out that this will end up as probably one of, if not the most competitive All-Star games of all time. There have only been 5 games in the game's history that went to overtime. But 2003 is the only one to go to double overtime. And how did we get to this point? It started in the 4th quarter, down by 6 with a minute remaining. KG draws a foul on Jermaine O'Neal to bring the West within 4 points. 2 possessions later, Duncan would get this crucial N1 on guess who? Jermaine O'Neal, bum ass Jermaine O'Neal, to bring the West within 1 point. The West would get a stop and Jordan fouls Kobe Bryant with a chance to win the game with 2 free throws. Kobe, however, surprisingly misses the first shot but makes a second and we're going to overtime. And in OT, the West would go up by as much as 7 points with 2 minutes remaining. But after 6 quick points combined from Jason Kidd and Tracy McGrady, the East manages to get it back to a 1-point game with a minute remaining. KG commits a loose ball foul with 34 seconds remaining, and Jason Kidd gives the East back the lead with 2 free throws. On the other end, Shaq gets fouled and makes 1 of 2 to tie the game. And with the shot clock turned off, Jason Kidd gives the ball to Michael Jordan in his last All-Star game. Takes Marion to the post for the one time, hits him with a quick baseline drive, and scores this beautiful rainbow shot to give the East the lead. And with 3 seconds left, the West inbounds the ball to Kobe Bryant in the corner, and bum-ass Jermaine O'Neal fouls Kobe from 3. Yo, Kobe makes the first one, alright? But he misses the second one and makes the third, and we're going into the first and only double overtime game in NBA All-Star Game history. But double OT was kind of a letdown, as it was pretty one-sided in favor of the West. But damn, Jermaine O'Neal, he just had to ruin the moment. Imagine Jordan having a walk-off game winner in his last All-Star game. While that specific moment was kind of ruined, the whole game, however, was still an amazing game, and the fact that it even went to double OT earns it a spot on this list. 2013, Kobe blocks LeBron. Now this moment right here is a moment that, in hindsight, really shouldn't be that memorable, but for some reason it just sticks in our mind. And that was Kobe blocking LeBron James in the 2013 All-Star Game, in a game where the East was actually making a little bit of a run to come back from a huge deficit at the end of the game. Well, okay, I guess it should be memorable in this regard. Kobe versus LeBron. After LeBron got his first ring, the Kobe versus LeBron all-time debates were heating up, and especially now that the Lakers got their own super team after acquiring Dwight Howard and Steve Nash in the offseason, we were supposed to be, keyword, supposed to be destined to see a super finals between Kobe and the Lakers versus LeBron and the Heat. However, by the All-Star break, the Lakers' struggles were evident, and as you can tell from this commentary right here,
you get the feeling this is like going to be Kobe's moment against LeBron. A lot of people thought maybe they'll meet in the finals. Well, that's probably not going to happen. Yeah. So this is his moment to go head up And with King James,
this moment signified a little bit of that what could have been in the NBA Finals if the Lakers held up their end. Aside from that, it was just cool to see the two biggest names in the sport go mano a mano, old head versus the heir of the throne, and the old head got the best of the heir for one last time. 1992, Magic Johnson's return. 1992 was a very controversial year for Magic and the NBA. 1992 was the first year Magic Johnson sat out because of the HIV scare, and because no one really knew a lot about the disease back then, a lot of people thought it was incurable and contagious. Hence why a lot of people were scared of Magic Johnson. But Magic played this game, and with people thinking that this may be the last time they ever get to see Magic Johnson on a basketball court, it was definitely an emotional game for the fans, the players who were close friends with Magic, and Magic himself. But for possibly the last time, Magic Johnson would play, and he would dominate, getting 25 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, and this unforgettable 3 at the end of the game.
6-5, three-pointer, yes, oh my!
Now obviously, looking back at it now, we know that Magic Johnson is not dead. He is running the Lakers franchise right now, but at the time, not knowing what Magic's future was gonna be, and Magic still being one of the biggest stars in sports, this was definitely a big moment, definitely. 2001, the answer takes over. 2001 was the pinnacle of Iverson's powers. He led the league in scoring and steals, was one of the most popular, if not the most popular player in the NBA, and was leading the 76ers to one of the best records in the NBA. And while we could see his powers at its peak a little later down in the road in June, the All-Star game was sort of a snippet of what was about to come as the East, led by Allen Iverson, would come back from a fourth quarter 21-point lead, with Iverson taking over, scoring 15 points in the fourth quarter, leading the East to this amazing comeback. And while Iverson did take over in the fourth quarter, don't get me wrong, the unsung hero of this game was a guy named Stephon Marbury. Yeah, you heard me. You heard me, Stephon Marbury. Because at the end of this game, he would go toe-to-toe, shot for shot with Kobe Bryant to close out the game. While 2003 went to double OT, if you look at the highlights of this game and the whole story of the East coming back from 21, you can argue that this could possibly be more competitive than that game. 2009, Kobe and Shaq reunited. We all know about the feud that went on between Shaq and Kobe in the early 2000s that ultimately led to Shaq leaving Kobe, the Lakers, and the Western Conference as he moved to Miami. And with this being the case, Shaq and Kobe would forever be separated until Shaq got traded to the Phoenix Suns in 2008. While we could have seen the reunion in 2008, Shaq wasn't playing at an all-star level, so he didn't make the team that year. However, in 2009, Shaq would be rejuvenated for basically one last time, right? Averaging 18 points and 8 rebounds on 60% shooting from the field, good enough to make the team for one last time. And with that being said, after 5 years since Shaq and Kobe originally separated, we got to see them on the same team for one last time, with Phil Jackson being the coach of the West too, which was basically the icing on the cake. And in this game, Kobe Bryant would put up 27 points, leading both teams in scoring, while Shaq would put up 17 points and 5 rebounds and 3 assists, which don't sound like MVP numbers, even All-Star Game MVP numbers, but then you realize he put up these numbers in 11 minutes. And for the sake of the moment, and for the sake of both players' performances, and for the sake of the context of the situation, both were awarded the All-Star Game MVP, and it was definitely just a great sight to see as an NBA fan, to see those two stars reunited for one last time. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully we see something good in this year's All-Star game, with the new format being Team LeBron versus Team Curry. Hopefully something comes good out of that whole format. Hopefully the All-Star weekend as a whole is great. But make sure to check the link in the description once again for the giveaway details for that $50 NBA store gift card. But with that being said, I'm out. Peace.